Here's my poor man's anvil. It's made out of a chunk of rail and some 1-inch flat bar that I welded onto the end of it. I made the welds pretty thick, and then I shaped them so that there's a bit of a contour so it looks alright, but you could just weld it on if you wanted. I drilled 2 1/2-inch holes in it, but I don't recommend that if you're going to make one out of rail. I would get a piece of flat hot or cold rolled steel and just weld it onto the bottom. It is 36 centimeters long, or about 14 inches, in case you're wondering what size to make it. This is a North American rail, or Canadian anyways. I'm pretty sure it's a standard for North America, and it is about 17 centimeters high and 14 centimeters wide at the base. Excuse me. And the top of it here is about 7 centimeters, 70 millimeters, or I guess 2 3/4 of an inch, and the base is 5.5 inches by 8 3/4 or 22 millimeters. I would not recommend drilling holes in the rail. I did in this case because I had a carbide drill bit that I could use to get through it, but it's as hard as a file, I believe. I did a file test on it, and basically it just skates along the top of it, so it's pretty hard stuff. I drilled it out so I could mount it on the table, and I didn't have a piece of stock I could weld onto it really, but that's what I recommend doing. Get a piece of mild steel and weld it to the bottom after you drill holes to fasten it to a stump or whatever you're going to fasten it to. That turned out pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. It's nice and hard. I do have another anvil. It's a piece of crap that I bought quite some time ago. It's not focusing here. Here it is. It's made out of cast iron. It's not even particularly hard cast iron. You know, I've used it and it's worked okay, but as you can see from the marks on it, it's quite soft. Stuff I've been forming is actually knocked knocked divots in the top of the cast iron. So, though it's been useful, I recommend getting a real anvil if you can, obviously, but I haven't had much luck so far, so I decided to make my own. I recommend it. It's a nice, I think I recommend it anyways. I haven't really used it yet, but it's nice and hard. I don't see any problems forming anything on it. It'll definitely maintain its shape. I can't say the same for the horn here because it's a softer material. It's cold rolled steel, actually, the stuff I have, but hot rolled would work equally well. And I welded it with a MIG. I made multiple passes, and then I ground it back to kind of a comfortable shape, I guess. Anyways, it was a fun project, and I hope it gives you an idea for making your own.